at this point. I'm curious about the left-hand side of the screen. If we could get just a little bit more lightning over here. I've been trying to watch it, but yeah, this would be an area where we could see it right there. I've kind of got it centered up where I'm thinking we might see something there if we get a good flash of lightning.
All right, but again, this is the circulation. So let me just say this too. If you have a friend that lives in Buell or Elrod or up Highway 171 up toward Brownville or up US 43 toward Northside, High School, Samantha, call them. If they get mad at you, just tell them to get mad at me. I'm the guy that said to call. And tell them they need to get out of bed and go to their safe place. There's so many people that don't have weather radios and they have no idea this is happening. So if you're awake and watching this, and if you know somebody that lives in this polygon in North Tuscaloosa County, North and West Tuscaloosa County, call them and let them know to get into a safe place. And again, remember, this does not include the University of Alabama. It does not include the city of Tuscaloosa. It does not. You're safe. You don't need to do anything. This is exclusively for those folks that are west and north of Northport. And again, it kind of affects the far northern and western part of the city of Northport. But that's your tornadic circulation, and again, that's moving like this, and it's clearly ramping up. With every volume scan, the rotation is more impressive. We don't have a negative correlation coefficient at this point. We don't see debris being lofted, or actually we might have a little lowering back in through here. We'll keep an eye on that. But again, this is coming up through the western and northern part of Tuscaloosa County, and you're watching in the other box. That's our sky cam from the courthouse. That's the closest camera we have to this, looking back into that. We don't expect to see a wall cloud or tornado. We might, but I'd say, Charles, this distance, that's not especially likely at this time of night.
Yeah, if it were daylight, I think we'd have a chance. I just don't think with this, with the distance on it, I just don't think we're going to see it on here. But the lightning show has really increased. We might have a shot at this as it gets closer to the Wyndham Springs camera.
Right, that's true. Now, we do have a camera that's on our 2,000-foot tower in Wyndham Springs, which is right here. That thing, you can see a long way. It's one of the tallest man-made structures in the world, and we'll look back into that. But again, for now, the camera's in downtown Tuscaloosa looking right back into this. But again, this is a possible tornado that is located to the... Well, again, it's pretty much on US 82. The circulation, it maybe is just crossed US 82. It's just north of there, out toward Buell and Romulus and Elrod. This is in the far western part of Tuscaloosa County, near the Pickens County line. And again, that's going to be moving north up Alabama Highway 171, and then ultimately moving north up US Highway 43. So if you are north of Northport, you need to be in a safe place. If you are west of Northport, you need to be in a safe place. Anybody up Highway 171, again up toward Brownville and Moores Bridge, probably maybe not quite as far north as Moores Bridge, but again, if you're close, just be in a safe place. And the same thing up around Northside High School, Northside Middle School, the town of Samantha, Wyndham Springs up Highway 69, anywhere close, be in a safe place, because this circulation continues to look fairly impressive. Is it the tightest tornado circulation I've seen tonight? No, it's not. But yet there's evidence that we might have something going on there. Let me just say, while we are focusing on this, we have a new tornado watch that has been issued. We've been anticipating this. We know that they've been coordinating this. This is going to be in effect until, it's issued at 1 a.m. It's effective until 9 o'clock. And this is for parts of East Alabama. It looks like it's not showing up on our graphic set yet, but as soon as it will, you'll see it pop up. So a new tornado watch for parts of East Alabama until 9 o'clock. This is the part of the state that would include Anniston and Gadsden and Cedar Bluff and Center and Leesburg and Fort Payne, Scottsboro. If you're not in the watch, if you've not been in the watch, you're about to be in one until 9 o'clock this morning. And understand these are pre-dawn tornadoes, and these are challenging to deal with in terms of reaching people, in terms of identifying them, in terms of seeing them. All right, so again, we're focusing now. Again, we've got our sky cam. This is the sky cam that is on top of the Tuscaloosa County Courthouse that is looking due west back into this thunderstorm. And again, we're going to just watch all this together. And Charles, I've not seen anything. I've got all eyes going different directions here, but you're looking right at this. So far, I've not seen a lowering here.
I haven't seen anything just definitive coming out of it off the camera. I feel like it's just too far away, but definitely getting some lightning out there. Haven't seen any low-level flashes, which is encouraging. That would be a sign of some power flashes. I haven't seen anything like that down below along the surface. They're very, very different from what you would normally see from the lightning flashes, which fills the sky, and which we're seeing plenty of right there. Again, looking back to the north, we see some of that lightning strikes there over in Northport. And that just decided to mess with the iris on our camera. So hopefully it doesn't burn it out there. But we'll keep an eye on it. Yeah, I'm just kind of keep scanning the sky, see if I can see any lowered bases coming down, see if anything's moving with it. I think we get a real shot at this with the Wyndham Springs camera. If it holds together long enough, it's going to be very, very close to the camera. In fact, we might be even too high on that camera to see it. But we'll watch it very closely. Again, the Hugh Thomas Bridge there down below. I got to fight to keep it in focus with the lightning there in the distance. But I don't see anything too terribly ominous out here. Again, no power flashes, no lowering of the clouds that we can see so far. But just keeping an eye on it right now. But look at that wind, sustained wind at 44 miles an hour.
Goodness gracious! Wow.
So that storm's coming in quick and hot, folks.
Wow.
Need to be inside if you're not already. If you're hearing this on a radio, you need to be indoors with this thing. Even though Tuscaloosa is not in the warning, you need to be indoors with this storm as it crosses into town.
All right, let's go back to our double box. And again, let me just one more time. This is for areas north and west of the city of Northport. This does not include Tuscaloosa. Tornadic circulation coming up on Highway 171. That's north of Northport. It'll be crossing Highway 43 up here around Samantha, Northside High School, crossing Highway 69 around Wyndham Springs, the far northern part of Lake Tuscaloosa, not the southern part, the northern part. You need to be in a safe place. Now, let's go down and look at the Marengo County storm. Marengo County is in the Montgomery television market. Most people down there watch TV stations out of Montgomery, but this thing looks nasty.
Yeah.
That is nasty. That's the most significant tornado signature we've seen all night. In Alabama. And this thing is crossing Highway 28 near Jefferson. And again, that's going to be crossing US 43, and this is going to be pretty close to Demopoulos, maybe just east of Demopoulos. But again, I stress, this is urgent. Nobody should be traveling on US 43 north of Linden back up toward Demopoulos. Demopoulos, it's right here. Tornado right here crossing Highway 28 near Jefferson. And again, that's going to be moving up in this direction. It's going to be crossing US 80 near Gallion, perhaps. US 43 around north of Providence up here just below Demopoulos. So understand, if you're in Demopoulos, do not let down on your guard. It's a very dangerous storm in Marengo County, moving towards the northeast, and that'll be crossing Highway 43, then ultimately crossing Highway 80 out here around the town of Gallion. This might be a little east of Demopoulos, but forget about that. You're in the Polygon. You respect the Polygon if you're in that, and you're in that. Again, this is our Demopoulos Skycam looking down the Tom Bigby. Almost nonstop lightning. So let's go back to Tuscaloosa. We're going to bounce back between the two. We have a tornadic circulation now that is located northwest of Northport. Okay, and again, for those parents that are watching us all over the country with students at the University of Alabama, this does not include the University of Alabama. There is no danger from this storm. But again, that circulation is about to cross Highway 171. And again, the main risk is going to be north of Tuscaloosa County High School, north of County High. So up 170 toward Brownville, up US 43 toward Samantha, up Alabama 69 toward Wyndham Springs. If you live around Northside High School, you got to be in a safe place right now. This is serious business, okay? And if you know anybody in this Polygon, and if you think they're not paying attention, wake them up. Call them and wake them up. And tell them to get to a safe place. You can't be in a car, you can't be in a manufactured home, a mobile home. You just can't be there. So again, this is a very dangerous storm coming up through northern Tuscaloosa County, not affecting Tuscaloosa, not affecting the University of Alabama. This is affecting the northern and western part of the county. The major highways this thing will cross, Highway 171, that goes from Northport to Fayette, crosses US 43 that goes up to Fayette, Alabama 69, Northport up to Jasper. But again, this is in northern Tuscaloosa County and the northern part of Lake Tuscaloosa, the northern extent around the lake. If you live around the lake, you've got to be in a safe place. You can't be in a camper, you can't be in a mobile home, you can't be in a car, you can't be in a manufactured home. You've got to be sheltered somewhere. Find a gas station, a restaurant, a truck stop, someplace that's open 24/7. Get in there, get into an interior part of those site-built locations, and you'll be okay. And if this continues on that track, it could wind up moving up into Walker County a little later this morning. But again, the immediate concern right now, it is for northern Tuscaloosa County. And again, this is fairly urgent. You need to be in a safe place, Charles. I'm watching multiple reports from the spotters. Not seen anything yet, but goodness, it is hard getting reports at night.
Yeah, I mean, you know, lightning, I know we've had some damage reports, or at least some pictures coming in. I haven't had time to kind of vet those on our social media page, which I'm kind of jumping back to, but we've had some trees down. I know that's going to be a factor for us tonight. Some trees down, even just with the pressure gradient winds, you're going to see that happening. And of course, with this, we may see some reports as it crosses through maybe over Highway 43 there, Samantha. We've got our Wyndham Springs camera. We'll be looking back into that as it approaches, getting a little closer. We'll get a better picture here. The SkyCam network, the SkyCam in Tuscaloosa is not giving us the best vantage point because I think it's just a little bit too far away. Plus, with the nighttime, it's just too difficult to see. We need quite a bit of lightning to see it. Now we're seeing a ton of lightning, just not enough to really illuminate that low-level surface. I haven't seen what I'll say, and let's take that SkyCam full. I can show you, folks kind of get the idea. Along the surface is where we would see maybe perhaps some power flashes. A lot of times you'll see those down at the surface. You'll see them. They're not even close to being the same as some of these lightning flashes. So we can definitely tell, and I have not seen that. And I've been trying to watch very, very closely here as we look back towards the north, and we're kind of just scanning from north back over to northwest, back and forth, and just keeping an eye on this storm. Again, it's sort of to the northwest of Tuscaloosa, and I don't see anything in the distance that really just screams out at me. But it's not to say one good flash of lightning and we see something way off in the distance. So again, take this seriously. A good sign of rotation, a good signature here, moving northeast. The storms are moving fairly quickly. And if you're in Samantha, Wyndham Springs, anywhere north of Tuscaloosa, Lake Tuscaloosa, in the north end of the lake, you need to be in that safe place now.
All right, and what we're going to do, Charles, let's go back to a double box. I want to flip over to our Wyndham Springs SkyCam.
All right.
So we're going to box me with the radar with the SkyCam coming from Wyndham Springs. This is up on a 2,000-foot tower, and understand this thing can see for miles and miles and miles. And again, if you're in North Tuscaloosa County, you've seen the strobes on the big tower up there. That's the camera where this is located. And again, this is the tornado of concern that's crossing Highway 171 right now. Again, it's crossing 171 about, I'd say, 8 miles north of the intersection of US 43. And next in line, that tornadic circulation is going to be crossing Highway 43 up here around Samantha. This will be fairly close to Northside High School, Northside Middle School, Walker Elementary School. If you're close to any of the schools in Samantha and North Tuscaloosa County, you need to be sheltered now. Next, it'll be crossing Highway 69. Our big tower that Charles is working right now is located about right here. It's east of Alabama Highway 69. You can see this tower from multiple counties, especially if you're flying anywhere at night. You can see the strobes on this thing.
The big problem is that we have no bearing to which direction we're looking at here.
Right. Again, it is so high up, you don't have the buildings like you have in a city. But again, this will offer some pretty remarkable views of this thing as it moves on to the north. And again, let me also mention while we're here, those of you in North Marengo County, you need to be sheltered as well, and that we have a very dangerous storm that is now south of Demopoulos that is coming up on US Highway 43. Again, you can see the tornadic circulation right here. Demopoulos is here. This is US 43. And to me, Charles, these are getting more of an easterly component of motion now, where initially they were going due north. Now they're moving northeast, and it looks like that tornadic circulation is going to be passing south of Demopoulos. And again, that's going to be, this is Old Spring Hill, and then coming up here toward perhaps Prairieville. Prairieville is where Highway 69 intersects with US Highway 80. But again, if you have a galleon mailing address, anybody in through here, you need to be sheltered. This tornado is passing just south of Demopoulos, crossing US 43, maybe about 4 or 5 miles south of Wyndham Motor Company here, and then it's going to be crossing right up toward the Highway 69 intersection, and based on this motion, the Weather Service might have to consider a warning for parts of Perry and southern Hale counties in a matter of minutes. So that's our storm down in Marengo County. We don't want to forget about that. Again, if you're in Demopoulos, I would stay sheltered. Yes, it looks like this is going to pass south and east of the city of Demopoulos, but we still want people to stay sheltered. And again, that's our Skycam looking down the Tom Bigby, but that's a very dangerous storm in Marengo County about to cross US 43. Nobody, and I mean nobody.
They issued it. They went ahead and pulled the trigger here. See?
Okay, so now we have a tornado warning in effect for the same storm. This is for parts of Hale and Perry counties. So what we'll do is take off the radar data. We'll put on the Polygon warning and show people who's in and who's out. So this is your new warning, and this includes Greensboro and New Bern. You are in this new tornado warning Polygon. It extends as far northeast as the town of Heiberger. Heiberger's along Highway 5 south of Brent. So again, we have a new tornado warning in effect for southern parts of Hale and for the northern and western part of Perry counties. Marion is not in this. Marion Military Institute, Judson College, you're not involved in this. Downtown Marion, but again, just north and west of here, we have a tornado warning Polygon. This does not include Sawyerville. This does not include Havana Junction. This does not include Moundville. This is exclusively from Greensboro and points south and east. It includes New Bern. Coming out of Greensboro, you've got Highway 25, Highway 69, Highway 61 right here. Over here, this is Highway 183 that goes down toward Marion, or I'm sorry, Alabama Highway 14 that goes down toward Marion. So that's a new tornado warning for the southern part of Hale and the northern and western part of Perry counties down in central Alabama. Let's go back to our Tuscaloosa County storm. And again, we are in the process of watching multiple storms that are capable of producing tornadoes. Again, we've got the Skycam at Wyndham Springs on our 2,000-foot tower that is looking back into this storm. And again, the circulation is coming out here toward US 43. The circulation is going to be very close to Northside High School, the town of Samantha, Northside High, Northside Middle, Walker Elementary. If you live anywhere close to these places, you need to be in a safe place. It's going to keep on moving northeast up toward Wyndham Springs on Highway 69. And again, our 2,000-foot tower, you're seeing the camera this on top, or not on top, but it's up on that tower pretty high. You'll be able to see the lightning flashes from that. It's going to pass very close to our camera site. This is the site that holds our big Channel 33 transmitting facility that covers west and north Alabama and parts of eastern Mississippi. So there's your tornadic circulation right here. It's crossed Highway 171. So if you live on Highway 171, the danger for you has ended. The next in line, it's going to be those folks around Samantha, and then ultimately those folks around Wyndham Springs. And we stress, and I know we've said this before, but people keep tuning in during severe weather coverage. They come and they go. We have to repeat ourselves. This does not include the city of Tuscaloosa. This does not include the University of Alabama, and the tornadic circulation is staying well to the north of Northport. Now, you might have a Northport mailing address for some people in through here, but again, this is way north of the Northport proper, if you will. Coming up toward, again, Samantha, Wyndham Springs. So this is a tornado warning for northern and western Tuscaloosa County. And this is a storm that continues to show pretty good evidence of a tornado. Let's take behind me WEX 05 very quickly. A little different look at this. Again, that's the circulation right there that is coming up into the northeastern part of Tuscaloosa County. And if this continues in this direction, it's going to wind up in Walker County. And we've got Brian Peters and Megan Thomas out in the Storm Chaser in a position to intersect this storm in Walker County. So again, if you live in places like Oakman or Jasper or Carbon Hill or Townley, just keep an eye on this storm because this continues to show strong evidence of rotation moving up in this direction like that. Let's go back to Max 1 here. And again, we're going to stay with both of these storms. We have two tornadic storms that are in progress in the state. We have one that is located north of Northport coming up on Samantha. We have the second one that's down here in Marengo County that's passing just to the south and east of Demopoulos. In fact, let's take a closer look at that Demopoulos storm. This thing is, again, continues to be extremely impressive on radar. This is Highway 43 coming south out of Demopoulos. Wyndham Motor Company sits right there. And again, that thing is coming right through Old Spring Hill. If you've got a galleon mailing address, you should have been sheltered 20, 30 minutes ago. It's a very, very dangerous storm. Very dangerous storm. That's south of Demopoulos. That's going to be crossing Highway 80. Nobody, I mean nobody, should be on US 80 from Demopoulos over to Fawnsdale for about the next 30 minutes, okay? Nobody on US 80 between Demopoulos and Fawnsdale. We'll give you an all clear when the storm passes north of there. Once it crosses US 80, it crosses up into Hale County, and then nobody should be along Highway 69 between Prairieville and Greensboro. Nobody along Highway 69 between Prairieville and Greensboro, and the same thing for Alabama 29 between Fawnsdale and Greensboro, and from 61 between Greensboro and Uniontown. I know I'm calling a whole lot of roads here, and for you it might not make sense, but if you live there, it makes perfect sense, where you've got to stay off those highways. If you live in a manufactured home, a mobile home, a trailer, forget this terminology stuff. People mostly call them trailers around here. If you live in a trailer, you need to go through your shelter plan right now. You should have a shelter identified where you can go to. You need to be in that shelter if you're in one of these tornado warning polygons. So again, an extremely dangerous storm passing just south and east of Demopoulos, about to cross US 80, east of Demopoulos by maybe 1 or 2, 3 miles. And then it's going to come right up into Hale County, crossing Highway 69, 25, 61. Greensboro and New Bern, you need to be sheltered. Heiberger in Perry County, you're on the far end of this polygon, but you're in the polygon, you need to be sheltered as well. So again, Charles has got the camera. And again, Charles, that's Bluff Hall, historic Bluff Hall on the banks of the Tom Bigby. You can see that building on the Skycam there. And Charles has got that thing pointed down toward the circulation. So far, I've not seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, just constant lightning, but we haven't seen anything in the distance. Our best shot was when we were kind of looking down the river. We had a good chance, but I think with the trees here, then these trees are fairly close to the camera, so they're really going to cut out some of our visibility in the distance here, but definitely a just insane lightning show with this. And that's a good indication of a rotation. You know, oftentimes when you see a good strong rotation, you see the lightning really increase, and that's just that electricity, that static electricity, if you will, that just builds up with that. You see a very high increase in the amount of lightning. Oftentimes when that lightning or that circulation begins to decrease, the lightning will begin to decrease as well.
Well, I got that thing full screen. Let's take Windham Springs. Let's look at our Tuscaloosa County storm. We're going to leave this full screen for just a second. Again, that's our Marengo County Skycam at Demopoulos. Again, the camera is looking. Now, you're going to see nothing here. This is
right. There's nothing out there.
Right. Do not look for buildings here. You're looking for power flashes in through here. And again, let's double box this, in that we're going to be looking for this tornadic circulation is going to be very close to that camera site. And Charles has a nightmare trying to steer this thing in the middle of the night here. So let's adjust our radar view back up toward Tuscaloosa County. We have 2 tornado warnings we're working here. We have the tornado passing just east of Demopoulos, and we have a tornado crossing US Highway 43 that is near the town of Samantha. This is well to the north of Tuscaloosa County High School. And again, this is actually north of Northside High School, between Northside High School and the Fayette County line. And again, next up in line, it's going to be crossing Highway 69, probably north of Windham Springs. So again, if you are in the northern part of Tuscaloosa County, just be aware that this is a storm that is capable of dropping a tornado at this point. Checking the various chat sessions, I don't see any new. In fact, I've not really seen that many storm reports, Charles, here in the middle of the night. We don't get a lot of reports in the middle of the night. You know, sometimes things happen. We've had horrible damage back in Mississippi, the town of Hamilton in Monroe County, Mississippi, not Alabama.
Yeah.
Hamilton, Mississippi was hit very hard, and as we get good facts on that, we'll pass that along. But the Tuscaloosa circulation is weakened. Let me just say that. I mean, we're straight shooters here. I mean, everybody can see that. This is not as intense as it was 5-10 minutes ago. The Tuscaloosa circulation has relaxed. The Weather Service in Birmingham is going to hold on to the warning and watch the next few volume scans. Sometimes tornadoes go through an occlusion process. They dissipate and they cycle and they form again, these cyclic type supercell storms, and for that reason, you don't want to just cancel a tornado warning. It pops up again, you have to issue a new one. Let's just leave this in place, and we'll see. If this thing continues to weaken for the next 5-6 volume scans, the Weather Service will probably cancel this. But again, the circulation in Tuscaloosa County is weaker, and as we've been talking about, a lot of people join us, this does not include the city of Tuscaloosa or the campus of the University of Alabama. You are in no danger from this storm. This is way north of you by about 20 miles. And again, the circulation is actually north of Samantha. And this is going to be coming up into a fairly rural part of northeastern Tuscaloosa County. You're watching that amazing lightning display on our Wyndham Springs Skycam. Again, this is a camera that's on a 2,000-foot tower located about right here looking back into this. And again, that's the storm you're seeing on that camera. We're watching for any sign of lowering. But again, the signature is just not as impressive as it was 20 or 30 minutes ago. So let's go back to the Demopoulos storm and take a look at that one. This is the storm that is east of Demopoulos, and this one still looks pretty impressive. This particular thunderstorm is near the intersection of US 80 and Alabama 69, a little community called Prairieville, and that's going to keep on moving to the northeast. So again, obviously nobody should be along Alabama Highway 69 between Prairieville and Greensboro. Nobody should be along Highway 25 between Fawnsdale and Greensboro. Nobody should be along Highway 61 between Uniontown and Greensboro. Again, this is a thunderstorm that is showing very strong evidence of putting a tornado down. This has crossed a fairly populated area in the last 15 minutes, so we'll start to see if we get reports from this. But again, the tornado warning is in effect for southern Hale County. This does not include northern Hale County. If you're in Moundville, this has nothing to do with you. Sawyerville, nothing to do with you. This is for the central and southern part of Hale County, Greensboro south and east, over into northwest Perry County. It does not include Marion. Marion, you're not in this. Judson College, Marion Military Institute, nope. This includes Heiberger and those communities in the northern and western part of Perry County. So again, that's a dangerous storm coming out of Demopoulos. And again, that's our Skycam at the Demopoulos Civic Center. Looking back into this,
it's raining buckets.
About to say that, yeah, they're just getting a torrential downpour with this.
Yeah, and there's a row of trees right there. We're not going to be able to see very far.
And I've got good news. John DeBlock, John is the WCM at the Weather Service at Birmingham, the warning coordination meteorologist. He spoke with the Marengo County EMA office, and they have no reports to 911 of any damage at this time.
Yeah.
That's great news. So again, as of just a couple of minutes ago, no reports of any damage from Marengo County with this storm. So we hope we get through this with no damage, but we can't guarantee it's going to stay like that. So at this point, the Weather Service is not going to extend this Tuscaloosa County warning. Let's go back up and look at our Tuscaloosa storm. This is a thunderstorm that is in northern Tuscaloosa County. And again, this is Wyndham Springs, Alabama Highway 69, right here, US 43. The circulating part of the storm is passed north of Samantha, and that'll be crossing Highway 69 up here near the Walker County line. This will be crossing Highway 69 south of Oakman, north of Wyndham Springs. Now again, based on the fact that we've lost our really tight signature here, there's still broad rotation, the Weather Service is not planning on extending this warning into Walker County. But understand, conditions favor tornado formations, so while it's spinning down now, it might spin back up later. So everybody's got to keep all eyes on the ball tonight, all night long and all morning long, as these storms continue to move towards the northeast. So again, North Tuscaloosa County, Wyndham Springs here, that's Alabama Highway 69 coming up toward the town of Oakman. That's US 43, and we can give an all clear now to US 43. So if you live along US 43 or Alabama Highway 171, all clear in Tuscaloosa County. The concern is now east of US 43 over here toward Highway 69. And again, if you're Wyndham Springs or points north, you need to be in a safe place. And take your tornado precautions until this passes east of you. And again, the fact that the circulation is weaker, the Weather Service is not planning on extending this into Walker County at this point. Man, that's some wicked lightning. This stuff, yeah. I'm watching this other box over here, and that is just some wicked lightning. But I've not seen any lowering, Charles. I mean, it's just...
I haven't either.
It's tough to see. I mean,
it's going to be
We're
difficult.
finding a needle in a haystack is what this is like.
Yeah, we got lucky last time we caught that Clanton storm. I just don't know if we'll see it this time, and I don't think we're going to see it on this one. I think that storm's wrapping up pretty quick. but we're keeping an eye on that one. I tell you what, though, that Demopoulos storm, I mean, it was quite a bit of lightning with that one as well. And see, look, if we didn't see it there, that was a great flash. If we didn't see it right there, that was a good opportunity. But yeah, we're just keeping an eye on the sky, keeping an eye on those horizons. And I didn't see any power flashes out here. Of course, there's a fairly rural area out this way, so I don't anticipate to see a whole heck of a lot there. But just continue to scan. And you can take this full screen if you like and kind of give everybody an idea. They'll see it a little bit better when we get a good lightning flash. But you see what we're looking at. We got trees down below. There's not much there. If we were going to see something, I think this is our best opportunity off this camera. But I think that storm's just really starting to dissipate just a little bit. I think this Demopoulos storm, James, check this out. Look at, we've kind of got a bounded weak echo region starting to show up here. Nice little donut hole. You guys could switch that back to me now. Let's look at this radar here. Look at the donut hole shape that's forming right there, about to cross over Alabama Highway 69. That is a good indication of circulation. That's moving towards Greensboro. What you'd see in here, you'd see some very heavy rain, most likely some very large hail somewhere in here. And then there's that rotation right in there. And that's going to cross over Alabama Highway 69 in the next few minutes. So again, I think that's probably one of the better signatures we've seen on this most of the night. There you go. There's a good signature right there. You get the idea. You've got your circulation crossing over 69, moving northeast at about 50 miles an hour. Most likely some large hail about to move into Greensboro and New Bern. You guys are going to see some hail coming in first, and most likely you'll hear that first. Heavy rain, hail, lots of lightning. Then the circulation comes in with that. So interesting to watch this one. And this one's holding together probably better than some of the storms we've seen in Alabama so far tonight. So you need to be in that safe place. Be in that safe place now. If you live along Alabama Highway 69, Highway 25, and 61, all the way up to Greensboro. Be in the lowest level of your home. Put as many walls between you and the exterior as possible. Get to your safe place. Put on a helmet if you've got one. That's the best way to protect yourself. And of course, we will give you the all clear. When it's clear, we'll let you know. We'll get you out of that safe place as soon as we can.
Let's take WEX 05 full screen. Our friend Jacob Dickey. Jacob is a former intern here. Jacob was on Weather Brains, our weekly weather show this week. He works over at Channel 4 in Columbus. These are images coming in from Hamilton, Mississippi. And let me just, we can now officially confirm that at least 2 people have been killed in Hamilton, Mississippi. This is Monroe County, Mississippi, just below Aberdeen. The coroner reports multiple homes damaged and multiple injuries in the town of Hamilton. At least 2 fatalities, people are missing, and there is entrapment. So again, there's been a very, very hard hit in Hamilton, Mississippi tonight. And Charles, we were all watching this together on the radar. We knew that it was horrible. It was just a horrifying look on radar. This thing was coming right for the Columbus Air Force Base radar for a few minutes, and it lifted. But just watching some of these images, again, these are first responders that are staging at this point over in Hamilton. But again, thanks to Jacob Dickey for sharing those images, and we can confirm now officially that 2 people have been killed there and others have been injured, and there are people missing, and there is entrapment. All right, let's go back to our double box. Let's go back to me with Max 1 and our Skycam. And again, we've got the thunderstorm that is showing potential for a tornado that is in southern Hale County. For Demopoulos, we'll give you an all clear. Demopoulos, all clear. Marengo County, all clear. This thunderstorm is now exclusively in Hale County. The possible tornado is south of Greensboro. And again, that's in the process of crossing Highway 69 and 25 south of Greensboro. But again, Greensboro, you are in the Polygon, so you need to be in a safe place. Small room, hallway, closet, bathroom, lowest floor, near the center, and no windows. There's a chance this thing will be passing a little east of Greensboro, but again, that's a fairly dangerous storm, as we can see there. So again, that's the situation. Let's go back to our storm in Tuscaloosa County. The northern part of Tuscaloosa County, a tornado warning continues in effect there. And again, we stress this is a very small part of Tuscaloosa County, and that thing is almost into Walker County. the circulation is just not that impressive here. Again, that is in the process of crossing out of Tuscaloosa County back over into, this would be Fayette County. This is the line here. This is Fayette County and this is Walker County. But the Weather Service is not planning on extending this into Fayette or Walker County, either one, because the circulation looks much weaker at this point. So what I want to do is do a big reset here, Charles. Let's just go back here and look at the big picture, and let's try and answer some of the questions. Again, the way we do it here, we focus on life-threatening storms. We're getting what about my town, but we have to focus on life-threatening storms. When we get a break like this, we'll stop. So again, the rain is falling in Birmingham. These are these heavier storms in West Alabama, very slowly progressing eastward. It's going to take hours to get these storms through the state of Alabama. Is there additional threats for the city of Tuscaloosa? Yes, your severe weather threat is not over. For all of Alabama, the severe weather threat continues. I wish I could give somebody an all clear from the general threat, but until this back line passes here, you still have the risk of severe storms. So for Tuscaloosa, you've got about 1 hour with a chance of severe storms. Now the storms arrive at Birmingham. Let's see, it's about 1:37. I'd say Birmingham around 3 o'clock this morning or so. Then Anniston and Gadsden toward 5 or 6 o'clock. That's the approximate timeline. Don't hold me to that, but that's to give you an idea of the progression here. And you can see it's not exactly a solid line over here. There's some breaks in the line, which means we certainly have the chance for tornadoes. And again, we've got to pay very close attention. That's the main concern. It's the possibility of a few tornadoes in these storms this evening. So we're working 2 storms with tornado warnings. We have one in the extreme northern part of Tuscaloosa County. And again, the Weather Service continues a warning for that storm near Boley Springs, moving northeast at 50. In northeast and far north Tuscaloosa County. And again, that storm is in the process of moving up into Fayette County, and the Weather Service is not planning on extending that. In fact, they just canceled the warning.
Yeah.
So again, the Weather Service has canceled the tornado warning for North Tuscaloosa County. So if you are around Boley Springs, that northern end of Tuscaloosa County, your tornado warning is over. You can go back about your business. So the only warning we have, it's the warning in effect now for Hale and Perry. So let's go back and we'll focus in on that storm that's located over Hale County, south of Greensboro. All right, we'll kind of stop that. We'll take a look at this. This is your Polygon right here. And again, the city of Greensboro sits right here. This is Greensboro. This is Perry County. Marion is here. Marion is not in this. Marion is not in the Polygon. Heiberger is up on the far northeastern edge of this, but a possible tornadic storm now is crossing Highway 25 south of Greensboro, moving north. Let's pop the velocity display back on here. And again, we're looking with our Skycam back into this. And again, you can see a very, very well-defined circulation here that's pretty much along Highway 69, about to cross Highway 25, then Highway 61. If you're in Greensboro, be sheltered now. Now, okay? And if you know somebody in Greensboro, wake them up, especially on the southern side of Greensboro. Wake them up and tell them to get into their safe place right now. There are so many people that don't have weather radios and that don't pay attention. We've got to be sure that they're sheltered down here. So again, we have a tornadic circulation passing just south of Greensboro. And again, that's going to be clipping all these 3 major highways. It's come just through Highway 69. It's about to cross Highway 25, then Highway 61, maybe about 2 or 3 miles south of downtown Greensboro, and that's it. Very close to Greensboro. Charles?
I was just going to say we had some reports of large hail, and that hail course dropped significantly here, so the updraft may not be as strong as it was, but we're getting some reports of some very large hail as it passed by. So I think if you're in Greensboro, you're probably getting some small to large hail or moderate hail now at this point moving in. So if you're in Greensboro, New Bern, you're probably still experiencing some of that. There's still a hail core there. I was just mentioning it's not as strong as it was just a few minutes ago, which is a sign that the updraft may begin to weaken a little bit. But still a good indication of rotation there, moving straight towards Greensboro.
All right, so again, we are now at 1:40. James Spann here with Charles Daniel. And we are in a situation where, let's take me full screen, and that we can't see anything off that Skycam now. So we're going to go full screen. Again, this is your possible tornadic circulation right here. This is just south of Greensboro, 69 here, 25 here, 61 here. And again, that'll be moving up in this direction right here, getting very close to Greensboro. And from here, it's going to be probably staying just south of Highway 25. Highway 25 runs up to Pondville and Brent. And so everybody along and south of Highway 25, including Greensboro, the city of Greensboro, you got to stay sheltered. And this is the county line. This is Hale County and this is Perry County. And again, that's going to be crossing the county line into Perry County here in a matter of minutes. But again, the call to action now, everybody in the southern part of Greensboro and the whole city itself, doesn't matter, north side, south side. If you're in Greensboro, you stay sheltered until we give you an all clear. And nobody should be driving out here. No cars. Nobody should be along Alabama 14, Alabama 69, Alabama 25, Alabama 61. All these roads we're calling out. And if you're just caught out in the middle of this, go find a gas station that's open, some type of restaurant, convenience store. There's stores that are open. I've been through Greensboro, Charles, at the middle of the night. There are a few places that are open there. And just get inside, get into an interior part of that building, and you'll be okay until the storms pass. And again, this is going to continue moving to the northeast like this. And again, that's your polygon right here. We stress the polygon does not include Havana Junction, Sawyerville, or Moundville. Those places are not in this polygon. But you can see it does include Heiberger along Highway 5 in Marion, or in Perry County, north of Marion, and that northwestern part of Perry County and the far eastern part of Hale County. But again, that's your circulation right there. For US 80, the danger is long over. US 80, you're good. Demopoulos, you're good. Gallion, you're good. Greensboro, you're not good right now. You've got to stay sheltered. Again, these storms have had a history of producing some pretty serious damage this evening in other parts of the southeastern states. Again, so far the most significant tornado touchdown in Monroe County, Mississippi, and in Hamilton, Mississippi. Not Alabama, but in Mississippi. But again, watching a lot of reports. But the encouraging thing I can tell you, so far with this storm, we have not heard of damage. This came through Marengo County, and so far Marengo County EMA has not reported any damage. There could be some we just don't know about.
Yeah, mainly I think just trees. I think that's really all we've heard about. A few trees here and there, mainly not associated with the rotation, but more just thunderstorm winds or straight line winds, or even just the pressure gradient winds. We've seen gusts of 40 miles an hour with just the pressure gradient. So I've seen just a few trees down so far. That's encouraging. I hope we get through the night without any damage reports. We've had a few hail reports, and you know, this circulation we're watching now, it doesn't look as clean as it was, but that's not giving you the all clear yet. Again, if you're in Greensboro, you still need to be in that safe place. Stay there until we give you the all clear. New Bern, go ahead, stay there as well. This one, just keeping an eye on it here. But if it continues to cycle, we may see this. We may see it get a little ugly, and clear up a little bit, and then recycle. And you know, this may have move into Bibb County here soon if it stays together, or just kind of cycles along and recycling. You know, the storms weaken and strengthen and go back through those storm cycles. And what I think will happen, if we do see that, we'll see a warning possibly for Bibb County on down the road, and kind of take a look, a little bit wider look here. If we follow that through Bibb, maybe a little sliver there of Tuscaloosa County, but Jefferson and Shelby County, it may travel right up along the county line there. So looking out ahead into the future, if this storm cycles enough, or it continues to maintain strength at least long enough, if you're in Bibb, parts of Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, and Shelby County, you need to have your ears on and be ready to go. Just make sure you have a way of getting those warnings through the night. Now remember, the tornado watch has been expanded all the way over to the state line. Includes most of central Alabama, and that is until, I believe it was 9 a.m. This morning. So the tornado watch has been expanded in length, in time, and in area over East Alabama. Right now we've got one tornado warning, and that is until, I believe that's another 15 minutes. I have to double check that. It's been a minute since I checked that, but another 30 minutes. So that one is until 2:15. And again, if you're in Bibb, Jefferson, Shelby, maybe parts of Tuscaloosa County, we may see that extended in the next little while as this storm kind of maybe goes through a few cycles. So as the line itself continues to move eastward, what we were seeing, I'm going to back this up a little bit, We were seeing the storm itself. These storms were moving almost due north, but now we're starting to see the line itself, the squall line, moving more easterly, and that'll push on through. Remember, the leading edge is where we're seeing most of the severe weather at first, but notice these bands back to the west. We've got to wait, and I think as this second band right here clears, then the severe weather threat should be over with, and we'll start to clear those counties from west to east. But the squall line is not moving very quickly, and that's a problem for us through the rest of the night. This may last through 9 a.m. tomorrow morning, maybe even a little bit later than that, and that's a long time. But what's going to happen is that we're also going to see possibly some flash flooding threats out of this. We're going to see a lot of these storms producing a lot of heavy rain. The second band comes along producing some heavy rain. There's nothing down here along the Gulf Coast to cut off that inflow, that moisture that's coming in from the Gulf. So what will happen is, again, some of these storms producing some very heavy rain. If we get a couple of those, one or two right after each other, we may have an issue with that as we get into the early morning hours. A lot of folks might get out there trying to get to church. I know it's pretty special day. You got to get out there, and I think that's a problem for you to be driving if the roads are flooded. So we'll see how that shapes up tomorrow morning. But right now we have the one warning that we're continuing to follow for about another 28 minutes or so. And that storm is really right on top of Greensboro right now. So again, if you're in Greensboro, you need to be in that safe place, and we will let you guys know when you get the all clear coming up.
All right, so I think we're back in business here. I got a new battery in the mic. It is Sunday morning, about 2 o'clock. We have one tornado warning in effect for the whole state. Let me just say this. I just checked, and I've got over 300 requests for personal briefings, and I'm glad to do that when we're not on television, but I've got to focus on this, and we're reaching 250,000 people here. We just can't do one at a time, so we'll try and answer all of your questions. And understand, we're focusing on dangerous storms. If we're not talking about your town, there's no dangerous weather there. It might be raining and there's thunder and lightning, but there's no risk of any life-threatening weather at this moment. We got to focus on the storms that are dangerous, okay? And we'll look at a big picture in just a second, but this is the one warning we have. There are no other warnings in the state. We have a tornado warning in effect now for parts of Hale County for the possibility of a tornado near Greensboro moving northeast. That'll be coming right up Highway 25, or maybe just south of Highway 25, moving over here into the far northwestern part of Perry County. So this is the warning we have. This is about 35 miles south of Tuscaloosa. This will not affect the city of Tuscaloosa. If this continues, understand, this could affect Bibb County. This is Bibb County right here, Brent here, Centerville is right here. This is US 82. So again, that circulation is coming right up in this direction. It could cross Highway 82 somewhere perhaps near or west of the city of Brent in Bibb County. And of course, if it continues and stays intact, it could affect the Birmingham Metro, but that's way down the line. We don't expect any problems in Birmingham before 3. Storms will likely affect Birmingham around 3. They're affecting Tuscaloosa now, Anniston and Gadsden toward 5 or 6 a.m. This is going to be a long morning. It's going to take a while to get these things through here. By mid-morning, we should be good. I'd say by 8, 9 o'clock, we're probably fine. So here's the big picture, and again, let me just kind of show you what we got here. You can see that we've got massive storms on the western side of the state, and the storms are coming through Tuscaloosa County and still the sliver back over here through parts of Lamar and Pickens counties. Until that passes, there's still the chance of severe storms. But for most of you, it's just a big mass of rain, which is great. We hope it stays that way. From Tuscaloosa north, it's just a lot of rain falling right now. Really not that much in terms of thunderstorm wind problems, not that much in terms of hail problems. We don't see any sign of rotation in through here. So for all of Walker, Fayette, parts of Marion, Tuscaloosa counties, yes, it's pouring thunder, lightning, but no sign of any tornado, no sign of any severe storm. And by severe, there's a very strict definition. A severe storm has winds of 58 miles per hour or greater, or hail 1 inch in diameter or larger. Nothing like that. The only problem we have is right here. And again, that's our one storm that is prompting this tornado warning. The possible tornado now is located maybe just east of Greensboro, moving towards the northeast, basically right up Alabama Highway 5. And again, that storm has been very persistent, but the good news is this came through Marengo County, a fairly highly populated county. We heard of no reports of any damage with this particular thunderstorm, and we hope it stays that way. But We've had major damage in parts of Mississippi tonight, and we've got to be sure that people pay attention to these warnings here. I say the circulation looks a little more noisy to me. Let's take WEX 05 if we can. This is a look at the circulation, and it's still there. There's no doubt we have a circulation just northeast of Greensboro, but it's not as tight as it was 5-10 minutes ago. Still, moving northeast like that, you can see the polygon outlined here in red, so if you're in this polygon, you need to stay in a safe place. Greensboro, stay sheltered for a little bit longer, for a few more minutes. We'll give you an all clear here shortly. But again, we're back to watching the other reports. And, you know, this thing came right over Greensboro, Charles. I think if we had some damage, we'd know about that by now.
That or very soon. I know we've got sky watchers down there. I know we've got some folks down there that'll relay to us.
Right. So, again, Marengo County just checked in, the EMA, no damage reports other than some gradient wind issues not involved with this storm. A few trees were blown down in Linden and Fawnsdale, but again, that was related not to thunderstorm winds or a tornado, that was related to gradient winds. And again, you can see that the rotation is not as intense as it was 10-20 minutes ago. And we hope that this will continue to fizzle and the Weather Service will allow this to expire, but the thing came right on top of the city of Greensboro. So we'll check the public reports we have, and I've just not seen any sign of damage reports from there, which is fantastic. And we hope it stays that way. But again, for now, we still have a tornado warning polygon for parts of Northeast Hale, Northwest Perry counties. For Greensboro, the danger is over. Let's give them an all clear. Greensboro, all clear. If you're in your safe place, you can go back about your business. The rotation is now well northeast of Greensboro, moving away from you. Let's go back to Max 1. I'm going to show Tuscaloosa and Birmingham just to give you a point of reference. It's all good. Birmingham is here. Tuscaloosa here. Just a lot of rain. No sign of any severe storms in Tuscaloosa or Jefferson counties. But I can't give you an all clear from the event yet. There's still a tornado watch. And until this back edge passes through that's in Pickens County, you'll still have some risk of severe storms. Again, this is the back edge of your threat here. So slowly but surely we can start clearing out some of the western counties here within the next hour or two. But everybody still has a risk of severe storms. Everybody watching us. But for now, there is no evidence of a tornado or severe weather in Tuscaloosa, Jefferson, Fayette, Walker, Cullman, Blount, Marion counties. It is pouring in spots. You've got thunder, you've got lightning. It's a little windy, but nothing severe. So we have no warnings in effect, really, other than this one. I think this is the only one in the whole state, Charles, to my knowledge.
I think so.
Yeah, we've got one. Yeah, there you go. That's the whole state. And again, this is your tornado watch. Let me just point this out. Pretty much all of Alabama north of a line from Monroeville to Montgomery to Dadeville, you're in the tornado watch, all the counties in yellow. This includes most all of our TV market here in most of the state. The watch has been canceled for Mississippi as their risk of severe weather is ended. But the bottom line is, you can see out of the entire state, we have a tornado watch, just one polygon. One, count them, and that's good. So let's go back to the radar. We'll kind of zoom into this. This is a tornado warning for northeastern Hale and northwestern Perry counties. The circulation continues to weaken. It's there. It's broad, but it's not like it was 10 or 20 minutes ago, and that circulation is coming right up Highway 25. This is the county line right here. This is Hale County, and this is Bibb County. The old radar, you see my fist right there, for years and years and years. Our old WSR 57 radar set right here, right off Highway 25. It's like a campground now. But that thing was hit by a tornado May 27, 1973. Blew that radome halfway to Gulf Shores. And it killed 5 people that night in Brent. That was a rough Sunday night. But for years, that was the old radar site right here. And again, that's your possible, or that's the broad circulation right here, riding right up Highway 25. And this clearly is going to miss Marion. In fact, I see a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Hale and Marengo counties. This is not related to the tornado warning. So we have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Hale and Marengo counties for this line segment right here. So this is not a tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning. And again, this will cover Demopoulos and Gallion, Greensboro is involved in this, obviously. And this Havana Junction is here. Sawyerville is right here. It goes up into the northeastern part of Hale County. So again, the main issue here is strong straight line winds. So a severe thunderstorm warning for this batch of storms here that's coming through Demopoulos back up toward the Warrior River. And the tornado warning is in effect for the far northeastern part of Hale County. And that thing is approaching Bibb County. And I would imagine unless the circulation tightens again, the Weather Service will let that tornado warning expire. So again, here's your possible tornado. And again, it's fairly broad at this point, the circulation well northeast of Greensboro. Now, again, Greensboro, for this circulation, you're not involved in this anymore. The danger is ended from a tornado, but you've got this line of storms coming in from the west, so you got to deal with this. There could be some fairly large hail in this, maybe up to 1 inch in diameter. And again, that'll be coming through Greensboro in a matter of minutes. This thing is basically now from, around Wedgeworth and Akron, right down toward Gallion and Providence and Linden, right in through here, and that's moving on to the east, and that'll be sweeping through Greensboro and Faunsdale here in the next 15 to 30 minutes. So again, that is a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Hale and Marengo counties until 2:45. We have a tornado warning in effect for northeastern Hale, northwestern Perry counties right here. And again, I would not be shocked if they let that thing go in a minute. Let's look at WEXO 5 behind me. And again, it's still there. I mean, we've still got broad circulation here, but this is not exactly a classic tornado signature. It's much, much more watered down than it was 15 minutes ago. And again, we'll just see what the Weather Service does with this as it approaches Bibb County. They'll have a decision to make. But again, let's go back to a wide view, if we can, max 1. And again, I'll tell you, if you've not heard this, the most severe report of damage we've had is coming from Monroe County, Mississippi, in the community of Hamilton, Mississippi, not Alabama, Hamilton, Mississippi. At least 2 people have died. Others are missing. There's entrapment, and we have multiple homes damaged and multiple injuries. And we know at one point the dispatcher was just totally overwhelmed. You can imagine being in a small town and you get all this constant traffic and you don't have enough help. But others have come in and they're doing some, obviously, trying to get organized at this point. Let's take a look at some of the images coming in on WEXO 5. This is again from Hamilton, Mississippi. Jacob Dickey sent us these images. Jacob is a former intern here. Jacob was on our show Weather Brains this week. He's over at Channel 4 in Columbus, and he sent these images in. This is where they're staging. And they're in the process of doing triage with all of the rescue units in the city. But again, this is, we saw this, Charles, on the radar, and you just get that sick feeling when you see that. Something bad's going on here.
Well, I mean, only a handful of times you see something that bad. And the radar was just, this moved right over the radar. We had a very good low-level look at this on the radar, and it was textbook. It was a classic hook debris ball, a signature that we were seeing. And then we're talking a good signature at 400 or 500 feet. And it was intense, and you just knew something was going to happen. It actually lifted, went over the radar dome, thank goodness, because that's allowing it to still operate. And then it did, and as it moved past the radar, it touched down again and continued its path here north of the Columbus Air Force Base. And that's what we're seeing. So we thank you for all these first responders out there that are getting out there and doing what they can to help people. Let me say this. I always say this every time, folks. Do not go out there and try to find damage, try to help out. If there are trees down, if there are power lines down, you could become a statistic. Can't say that at 2 o'clock in the morning. But we don't want you out there, because if you come around a dark road and there's a tree in the road and you have an accident, now you're delaying first responders getting to where they need to be. The good news is here in Alabama, we haven't had much in the way of damage reports. We've had a few trees down. If your power's out, maybe you're watching us on a cell phone or however you're getting our signal, or on the radio even, just be patient. Those Alabama power crews, they will get out there as soon as it's safe to do so and get that power back on. And we thank those folks for all they do, all the first responders, the power crews that get the power backing up and running for us. We do appreciate that. But again, just be patient. They've got to have they have safety guidelines that they have to abide by before they can get out there and start working on those lines. So stay at home. Don't go out. Don't try to get us pictures. Just stay at home and ride this one out.
All right, let's go back to the Max 1 behind me here, and got a report from Gallion. This is down in the southern part of Marengo County. Trees completely blocking Old Gallion Road. And this is coming from the volunteer fire department down in the southern part of Hale County. This is from the storm that has prompted this tornado warning now that's up in northeastern Hale County. So, and again, that's when that circulation looked really impressive. So that is confirmation that we've had some damage with this near the Hale-Marengo County line in Gallion. And again, this is trees blocking Old Gallion Road. And that's one thing about nighttime. You know, people think, well, I can get out and drive and everything's cool once the storm's passed. Understand, even if the severe weather has passed you, you might come across a downed tree and you can't see it until you round a bend, or you can't see it because of heavy rain. And many people have had serious accidents because of that. So I would not prefer to drive tonight one way or the other, even if the storms have moved east of you. So we have one warning, here at 2:02, which is this small polygon right here. And that's it. I mean, this is a little bitty polygon now because the storm is almost into Bibb County. This is Perry, this is Hale, and that's a tornado warning. And again, this is Highway 25. Pondville sits right here. Brent is right up here. So we'll see. The Weather Service hasn't made a decision. What John has done, and I'd do the same thing. He's already drawn the warning up for Bibb, but he's waiting to pull the trigger. Let me just say this too. I know nationally in the weather enterprise, too many warnings are issued that are false alarms. We know that. And if so many warnings are false alarms, it creates a cry wolf problem. They issue those warnings all the time and nothing ever happens. And he's going to press the button. But I'm going to say sometimes you don't press the button because of you don't want false alarms. But he's going to issue this. So we have a tornado warning for Bibb.
Yeah, I tell you, that donut hole right there, that little
right.
That's you got
right.
to. You have to.
There's no doubt. So we've got a tornado warning now coming for Bibb County in central Alabama. So we'll get the new polygon here in just a second. A tornado warning for Bibb County issued here at about 2:03 this morning. And just a second, we'll get the polygon outlined on here. We'll take a look at that together as this storm moves out of Hale County into Bibb County. And most likely this will include Centerville and Brent, or maybe the areas just north of there. But the next major highway is going to be US 82 right here. This is Tuscaloosa County right here. This is Bibb County. Brent is here on the other side of the Cahaba. That's Centerville up here on top of the hill. That's Alabama Highway 5. That's Alabama Highway 219 right here. And that, again, that's 82 coming through Brent. And that's Highway 5 going south down toward Marion. That's 219 going south down towards Selma. And there's your polygon. So this will not include Brent.
This is going to include that sliver of Tuscaloosa County, too.
So let's make this perfectly clear. We have seen this problem over and over. People hear Tuscaloosa County's under warning, and people in Tuscaloosa and Northport start going through tornado precautions. You do not need to do that. In fact, let's expand this out. Let me show the polygon here. In fact, let's take this data off and just show the polygon. There we go. Yeah. So Tuscaloosa is right here. You're not even close to this. If you are in the city of Tuscaloosa, if you are on the campus of the University of Alabama, you are not involved in this. If you're in the city of Northport, you're not involved in this. You can go on about your business. You're good. This is a tornado warning for the far eastern part of Tuscaloosa County. Now, I will say this includes Vance and the Mercedes plant. They've got a tornado plan. They're in the polygon. They need to implement that at the Mercedes plant. This will include Coaling down to Duncanville. This includes US 82. Duncanville Middle School sits about right there. From Duncanville Middle School down into Bibb County. Now in Bibb County, this includes West Blockton. But again, we stress this does not include Brent or Centerville. A lot of people hear Bibb County, and if I'm in Brent, I need to do something. Now, you might have a Brent mailing address up and through here, but in terms of the middle of town, Brent and Centerville, you're not in this. So that's your polygon warning. This does extend out into the far northeast part of Tuscaloosa County around Lakeview, Bucksville, and Abernat. And of course, if that continues, it's going to wind up coming up into the Birmingham metro, but we don't know that yet. It's a long way before that happens. So again, this is your new tornado warning. This is in effect for the far eastern part of Tuscaloosa. This includes Vance. This includes the Bibbville, Woodstock. This includes West Blockton. West Blockton's on the edge of the Polygon here, but you're in it. And again, that area around the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. So let's put the radar back on here. And that particular thunderstorm complex is going to be crossing Highway 82 fairly soon. And there's the donut hole that Charles was talking about. So it's crossing out of Hale up into Bibb, and then it might be clipping that far eastern part of Tuscaloosa County. Let's go to WEX 05, and I think there's no doubt you have to issue a warning on this.
Yeah.
Again, you can see the tornadic circulation that's right here. And again, this is far, far northeast of Greensboro. For Greensboro, your danger from this storm is over. Brent is right here. And this thing is moving right up in this direction, right in through here. That's US 82 right there. My finger's on that blue line. That's US 82. So again, the first call to action, nobody should be traveling along US 82 between Brent and Duncanville. If you're thinking about driving, don't do it. Don't even think about that. You need to stop, pull over, find your truck stop, some kind of convenience store that's open, and just stop and wait it out. You know, life is a series of taking risks. I understand that, but there's some risks that's not worth it. Driving into a tornado warning polygon makes 0 sense at all. All right, and again, once it crosses Highway 82, that'll be coming up into far eastern Tuscaloosa County. Probably this passes a little to the east of the Mercedes plant, but again, Vance is in the Polygon. But that is a pretty good looking tornadic circulation right there that's now near the Hale-Bibb County line. Let's go back to Max 1. And this is what you see here. This is Tuscaloosa County. This is US 11. That's Interstate 5920. The town of Coling sits right here. Again, this is Alabama Highway 5. The town of West Blockton sits right here, just off Highway 5. And again, we stress Centerville and Brent not in this. If you're in Centerville, Brent, this does not include you. But it does include areas west of Brent, up 82 toward Tuscaloosa County. So again, this is a tornado warning for the northern and western part of Bibb County, the far eastern part of Tuscaloosa County, and again, that northwestern corner of Hale County. Let's put WEX 05 back on here for a different look. Again, this is the velocity display, and that's a pretty darn good-looking couplet right there. In fact, what I want to do real quick, let's check the correlation coefficient values and see if anything is on there. Not yet. There's a little lowering right in through here. This is what we're looking for right here to see if there's something different. If the system is detecting something that's not a hydrometeor, something that might be a tree limb, glass, boards, bricks, nails, something like that. In this case, it would probably be tree limbs down through here, but for the moment, it's not a clear circulation or clear evidence of debris being lofted, but that is a clear circulating storm right here with the possibility of a tornado that's sitting on the Hale-Bibb County line. So let's go back to Max 1. And again, if you're just joining us, this is a tornado warning for eastern Tuscaloosa and northern and western Bibb counties, right here. The city of Tuscaloosa is right here. Tuscaloosa not in this, period. Northport, nope. University of Alabama, nope. You're good. There's no danger. You don't need to do anything. The only people that need to do something, it's this far eastern part of Tuscaloosa County. Duncanville, Coling, Vance. The town of Brookwood, let's zoom in, Charles. It's close.
I think it's just outside.
I mean, yeah.
You probably have an address.
Brookwood is right here. That's on highway, like Brookwood High School sits right there. Get Brookwood Elementary School, where that Brookwood word is. You might have a Brookwood address coming back over here toward Lakeview. This is Alabama Highway 216 right here, but basically from the eastern part of Brookwood back over into Lakeview, then you're involved in this. Interstate 5920, nobody should be driving here from the Coling exit all the way up to the Jefferson County line. Nobody should be along Highway 5 from US 11 down to West Blockton. And of course, nobody should be on US 82. That's the next concern, is this road right here. Let's pop the radar data back on here. And again, this is US 82. Possible tornadic circulation is going to be right back in through here. And again, that's coming right up on 82. Centerville and Brent is down here. Again, we stress you're not in this tornado warning. There are some legacy warning systems that are still based on counties. We have not warned based on counties in years. We warn based on small geometric shapes called
polygons.
Yep. And that's why we say respect the polygon. We're trying to get people to understand that. If you hear that your county is under a warning, check and see where that polygon is located. If you're in it, you do something, and if you're not, you're good. So, and again, we're in one of these, I hate these middle of the night things. It's not good for a lot of different reasons, but we just can't show a lot of video. People got all mad at us, Charles. We're showing the double box. Hey, get that double box off. But we have learned that you don't do anything when we show you this. That's the problem.
We've got a new tornado warning, James.
Yeah, tornado warning for parts of
Hale and Perry down here.
All right,
I saw it flashing. I was trying to figure out. So they're going for this big comma head down here.
Yeah, I see it now. All right. So
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, it's good. No, so we have a brand new tornado warning. Okay, we have two distinct tornado warning polygons here. This is the first one. This is the one we've been talking about here. This is for eastern Tuscaloosa, northern and western Bibb. This is the new one for a storm that's back to the southwest. This includes Greensboro. Again, I know. You've just been in your bathroom, your closet, wearing a helmet for 30 minutes, and you got to go back and do it again. Go back and do it again. Again, human life is precious, and that's the best possible course of action here. So we have a new tornado warning in effect for a pretty good chunk of central Hale County. And again, Havana Junction is here, Wedgeworth is over here. This is all east of there. This includes Greensboro, folks up Highway 25, 69, moving up in this same direction, basically following the path of the first one. So this is the second one right back in through here, the possibility of a new circulation very close to Greensboro. So Greensboro, you're back in the closet again. I hate to do this to you, but it is what it is. We were worried this was going to happen, and it's happening. We knew a lot of us wouldn't sleep much tonight. So again, the possibility of a tornadic circulation right on top of Greensboro moving northeast that's following the lead circulation that's coming up now into Bibb County. Yeah. In fact, let me show you Wexo 5 real quick. This thing just looks nasty. That's your tornadic circulation right here. Brent is right here. This is US 82, that blue line. And again, that's going to be crossing 82. This is Tuscaloosa County, and this is Bibb County. This is the county line right here. So this thing is in the process of coming right up near that Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. So the screaming message here, nobody should be along US Highway 82. And let's check the correlation coefficient product. Again, there's a little lowering there, but really not much where that signature is located. You want to see just a tight spot of blue. That's a TDS, and it's not a TDS at this point. So again, we've got multiple tornado warning polygons here. And again, one more time, I'll go back to the velocity display. That's it. And again, on the new volume scan, it's still very tight. Let's go back to max 1. 2 circulations here. All right, we've got this one that's over Greensboro. And again, let's go back to this one that's farther northeast, Charles. This is the second one. Again, that's a look at US 82 right here. This is Duncanville. All right, right there. That's the county line. This is Tuscaloosa County, and this is Bibb County. Centerville and Brent down here. That circulation is coming right up toward 82. It's going to be crossing Highway 82 near the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. And remember, if you're in the city of Tuscaloosa, this does not affect you. You have no severe weather problems for now. It's just raining. Same thing for Northport, same thing for the University of Alabama. You're good. Now, if this thing stays intact, we got a problem in Birmingham here in about 1 hour. Let's see, it's 2:14. We expected the storms to be in the Birmingham metro around 3 o'clock. So again, I'm just saying, if this stays together, Birmingham, just keep a close eye on this, all right? There's no need to do anything yet. It's a long way out, but understand, you can see that that's the lead circulation coming right up this way. That'll come right up toward the Birmingham metro. The second circulation is really following the first, but the first circulation is out of Hale County, but the Weather Service didn't want to cancel this first one to create confusion because we have a second one back here at Greensboro. So tornado number 1, tornado number 2 right here in parts of West Alabama. This is Hale County, this is Bibb County, Tuscaloosa County is right here. No polygons here, none. No polygons for Birmingham so far, but the night or the morning is still fairly young. And there's a look at your 2 warnings. So this is tornado warning number 1, and this is tornado warning number 2. Centerville and Brent right here, not involved in this. I said like Tuscaloosa. Just got a lightning alert for the station here, so we got some thunderstorms in the Birmingham metro. If you're in Birmingham, we've got thunderstorms, but there's no severe weather. If you're in Anniston and Gadsden, the storms will likely get over there probably toward 5, 6 o'clock this morning. And there's a tornado watch for just about everybody and a wind advisory for everybody because of pressure gradient winds. There's your tornado watch. And again, you can see that includes almost all of the northern 2/3 of the state. The only warnings in effect are the two ones we're working over here. This one for Hale and Perry, and this one for parts of Bibb and eastern Tuscaloosa counties. So let's go back and take a look at these. Like we always say, if we're focusing on storms, we focus on the ones that are life-threatening. We don't focus on rain because rain's not too harmful. You're not going to melt when it rains. We're focusing on the storms that are dangerous. So here we go. This is storm number 1 that's about to cross Highway 82 very close to the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. Again, this is Duncanville. That road goes up to Tuscaloosa. Circulation coming right up here toward the county line. That'll keep on moving, hugging the county line. Vance is here, and the Mercedes plant is right here. So again, the Mercedes plant is in a tornado warning polygon. The best course of action if they're running down there tonight or this morning is to go ahead and go through your tornado plan now. It's going to take a while to get everybody in a safe place, but they've got plans to do that. And again, the plant is located right here. Possible tornadic circulation right here, moving up towards the northeast. So again, if you're at the Mercedes plant, somebody, a supervisor down there working the shift, I know it's very inconvenient, but this is a time when you need to take tornado warning preparedness seriously and go through your plan. We have the second possible circulation down here that's northeast of Greensboro. And again, that's moving northeast right up Highway 25, much like the first one. And what I want to do, let's take a look at WEX 05 really quickly. This is going to show, this is the first circulation down here. And it's, again, it's not that tight at the moment, but the Weather Service believed it was enough to issue a warning. So again, there's circulation near Greensboro, moving northeast like that. So again, if you're in Greensboro, it points north and east, be in a safe place. There is no doubt this circulation is the more defined of the two. And again, that's coming up on US 82. It doesn't look quite as tight as it did in terms of gate to gate maybe about 10 minutes ago, but still it's a pretty impressive looking signature there. And let's check for the correlation coefficient. And just a minor lowering, that is not really a debris signature here, but still, this tornado is coming right up on the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line, US 82, be in a safe place. Let's go back to Max 1. And again, Charles, all quiet. We should mention, too, there's a tornado warning now for parts of Lauderdale and Limestone counties. This is up in the Tennessee Valley, and I just want to throw that out there because, again, in the digital world, TV markets don't matter much anymore. It's for this storm way up here. Again, this is near the Tennessee state line. This is Rogersville. This is a brand new tornado warning. So again, this does not include the shoals. This is for parts of Lauderdale, eastern Lauderdale, western Limestone counties. Just wanted to mention that. All right, so let's go back down to our two storms coming out of Hale County up into Bibb and far eastern Tuscaloosa counties. Again, for Birmingham, it's raining. There's no severe weather in the Birmingham metro. Same thing for Tuscaloosa. It's raining, no severe weather. Lead storm, again, is coming almost right in through here, about to cross US 82, moving right up toward Vance. This is US 11. That's Interstate 5920. Watching it, it's still spinning like a top. And there's still evidence there could be a tornado there, although the circulation not looking as good as it did maybe 10 minutes ago. But that's the way it's worked with these things. We've seen these things come and go. But the Weather Service will continue the warning for far eastern Tuscaloosa, northwestern Bibb until 3 a.m. Possible tornado 11 miles northwest of Brent, moving northeast at 50. These things are flying. They are screaming at very fast forward speeds tonight. But again, Charles, the lack of damage reports, it's good.
Yeah, we haven't had a lot. We've had a few trees down. I think most of that's been really more than anything related to pressure gradient winds. We've seen some reports of trees down out ahead of the storms. I think we get some trees down, maybe some more reports of that as the night goes on. But just remember, like we always say, don't go out there. Don't try to get us pictures of that. Just stay home. We don't need you to be out there and becoming a statistic. That's the problem. We don't want you out on the road. You come around a sharp turn and then there's a tree lying in the road. Then you delay first responders getting to maybe somebody who needs the help a little bit more than you do, if there is any damage. The good news is we haven't heard of very much. Just a few trees down. I know the power's out. Please be patient for those power crews that are out there. They're going to get the power back on as soon as they can. but they have safety guidelines that they have to follow, and it does include thunderstorms have to be long gone and the winds have to be below a certain limit before they can even get up in those bucket trucks and start working on the lines. So please just have some patience with them if your power is out. If you're watching us or listening to us the radio some other way, just know that they're going to get out there and they'll get the power back on as soon as possible. I haven't even heard of a lot of power outages. I just checked Alabama Power Twitter not too long ago, and I didn't see any reports of power outages just a few minutes ago. So that's encouraging. I think so far we've gotten lucky. Still a long way to go. The tornado watch lasts until 9 a.m. tomorrow morning over eastern parts of the state. So just be aware of that, be ready to go, and make sure, just again, you're ready to go to your safe place if we give you the call to action there. So we'll let you know when it's all clear. You can come back out, go back to sleep, whatever the case may be. Just stay with us. Make sure you have a way of getting warnings if another warning is issued in your area. So that's the plan.
And I got some bad news, Charles, concerning Monroe County, Mississippi. Again, Jacob Dickey is there. Jacob is, again, Jake was an intern here, brilliant young meteorologist. He works over at Channel 4 in Columbus. He is now reporting, officials report 5 dead. And there are still those that are missing. 5 people have been killed. This is in Monroe County, Mississippi, not too far from Aberdeen, a small community called Hamilton. And Jacob just tweeted, these are the worst nights as a meteorologist. I've seen things I would hope to never see again. Pray for Monroe County. And so it's been a very rough night for our friends in northeastern Mississippi. Charles and I watched that storm on radar, about 11 o'clock or so last night. It was just brutal. It looked horrible. And you know, if people don't know about this and if they're not sheltered, there's going to be a real problem. And there's a real problem here. And this is why we have to take this stuff seriously. I know it's inconvenient. Some of you might be watching the Ginsu knife commercials or Pocket Fisherman, whatever comes on this hour of the day. But listen, you know, it doesn't matter if it's prime time. We're going to come on television, and we've got to do a better job, all of us. We have a lot of work to do. We learned over the years that physical science is not enough, and that's what we do. The social science side is really crucial. We've learned a lot from social scientists about how to get people to take action, how to communicate better. So we're working on this, but obviously with this loss of life tonight in Mississippi, we've still got a lot of work to do. So if you're just joining us by chance, welcome to Sunday. It's 2:22 on Sunday morning. I'm James Spann. We have a couple of tornado warnings in the western side of the state. And I will say, Charles, got a note from some of the employees down at Mercedes. They're hunkered down.
Good.
They've gone through their plan, and again, they have their act together. I will say the Honda plant, the Mercedes plant, they are excellent at what they do in terms of keeping the employees safe. But again, you can see that we've got this circulation coming right up on Vance. This is in eastern Tuscaloosa County. The community of Coaling is right here. That circulation is pretty much crossed over Highway 82, and it still looks pretty good on radar. And I say the circulation is very close to US 82. And that's going to be kind of hugging the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. This is Tuscaloosa County, this is Bibb County, this is US 11, that's Alabama 5 going down toward West Blockton. And that's moving right up toward that Mercedes plant, which sits right here. If you drive from Tuscaloosa to Birmingham, you've seen that huge facility that opened up back in the, I guess it was the mid-90s, 20 years ago or so. You can't miss it. You know where that is. And again, that's right in the path and right in the center of this polygon right here. The polygon does not include Brent or Centerville. The polygon does not include Tuscaloosa, Northport, the University of Alabama. This is a small part of northern and western Bibb and a small part of eastern Tuscaloosa counties. And again, you see the flashing red there. That's the polygon for this lead storm that's coming up on Vance. And again, in fact, let's take WEX 05 real quick. I'll just show it to you. Yeah, you see it right here. That's the blue line, that's US 82. And again, that's your possible tornado moving up like that. And again, that's Vance, that's Interstate 20, that's US 11. So that is problematic. That's a very dangerous look right there. And we hope nobody's on US 82. And while we've got this up, let me just kind of back this up a little bit, and you can see evidence of the other circulation, which is right in through here. This is now northeast of Greensboro. So Greensboro, let's give you a second all clear. I'm not going to have any fan mail from Greensboro because they've had to go through the tornado precautions twice. And it works this way sometimes.
Hey, James, go back to that storm on 82 and check out the correlation coefficient. If you've got the latest scan there, it just popped.
Oh, yeah.
There you go, right there. Oh, boy. So now that's a tornado debris signature. I believe that, I mean, it just popped up in one scan.
So we've got a tornado down. We got a tornado down that's crossed US 82. This is a tornado down. This is the one marvelous thing about dual polarization radar in this product. We can tell if debris is being lofted. That's a TDS. This is a tornado debris signature right now. So again, this is a tornado that is down and confirmed by radar that is moving up toward the community of Vance, which is right here. All right, so again, that's a TDS, a tornado debris signature moving up like that. This is Coaling and this is Vance. That's the interstate. And let me just say, nobody should be driving along US 11 between Coaling and the Jefferson County line. Nobody should be on Interstate 5920 between, say, the Brookwood-Coaling exit and the Jefferson County line. You got to stay off these roads. A car is a death trap during a tornado. Cars are great. They get to where they take me to where I want to go. But you can't sit in one during a tornado. It's the same thing for mobile homes. Marvelous, affordable housing. But you can't stay in them during a tornado. So for anybody up in the zone up and through here, if you're in a manufactured home, a mobile home, you got to go through your plan. We've talked about this for days. If it's 3 in the morning, you've got to have a shelter to go to, or if not a shelter, a truck stop, some business that's open 24/7. Go in there and they will let you in and they will let you take shelter. And then once it passes, you can go back home. But you don't want to be caught in a car. And the problem is with tornadoes, we often cannot give you 30 minutes lead time. The average lead time is about 12 minutes or so for tornado warnings in this country. And that's about the best we can do right now. Sometimes more, sometimes less. But again, that is a very dangerous signature right here. This is correlation coefficient, a negative value. That means this is not a hydrometeor. This is not a raindrop. This is not an ice pellet. This is not a snowflake. This is a part of a tree, part of a house, boards, bricks, glass, nails, something like that, in which means debris is being lofted for several thousand feet, maybe in this case up to 5, 6, 7,000 feet. And again, that's moving up toward Vance. So this is a tornado debris signature up to 10,000 feet now. And again, this is headed right toward the Mercedes plant. We hope it dissipates. In fact, it's still there. You just saw the update. This is the new volume scan, and it's clearly still there. But again, the debris is lofted to 10,000 feet, and we have 86 knots gate-to-gate shear, and this is coming right up on a major, major facility, the Mercedes plant, this employer. They have implemented their tornado plan, and they are now hunkered down in the facility, and they are in a safe place. But again, it's going to be a really rough ride. We hope and we pray this thing dissipates and lifts before it gets there. But again, everybody at Mercedes needs to stay in their safe place. It is now 2:28. It's probably going to take at least 15 minutes more before we can give an all clear. So again, we have a tornado debris signature, a TDS, coming right up on Vance, the town of Vance. Vance Elementary School is right here. The Mercedes plant is right here. Again, this is Coaling. That's the Brookwood-Coaling exit. That goes up toward Brookwood. Brookwood itself, the center of town, is not in this polygon, but the eastern part of Brookwood is. But again, the TDS is still there, right there. Let's go back over to Max 1 really quickly, and let's look at the correlation coefficient on your product here, Charles. There it is right there. All right, so again, this is US 11, Interstate 5920. The town of Vance is right here. This is moving back up in this direction, right in through here. All right, this is the Polygon edge here and here. We stress this does not include Tuscaloosa, Northport, the University of Alabama. You're good. This does not include Centerville or Brent. You're good. This does include Coaling and Vance. This does include, again, Bibbville, Woodstock, North Bibb, Caffey Junction. This is all up here along Interstate 5920. But that is tornado debris being lofted to 10,000 feet. Most likely this is a lot of pine, a lot of trees, parts of trees, tree limbs. But this more than likely, in fact it is. I mean, there's no doubt about it. It's tornado down. You know, Charles, I mean, there's no doubt here.
Yeah, something's being put up there. It doesn't belong. And if you're in Coaling and Vance, you need to be in that safe place. The Mercedes plants, they've relayed to us that they're taking shelter. That's excellent news. It's good to hear that they're taking it seriously. But definitely hearing, or definitely seeing, at least by radar signatures, that something is happening here. So hopefully, like you said, hopefully this will lift. We'll see another scan coming in here soon, and maybe it goes away. That would be great. But if you're in Coaling, you need to be in your safe place now. Vance as well, anywhere along Highway 11 between the two. And then, of course, also including 2059. If you're in Brookwood, east of Brookwood, over toward Abernant, you need to be in your safe place now. Get there now, the lowest floor of your home, put as many walls between you and the exterior as possible. Could be an interior hallway, closet, bathroom, anywhere away from windows. If you have to get into the bathroom, get into the tub, cover your head. Helmet, make sure you grab the helmet and hard sole shoes, and we will let you know when you have the all clear. Again, right now we have a strong indication of debris being lofted by a tornado doing damage, and that is moving towards Coaling and Vance right now. So you need to be in that safe place immediately, and hopefully we'll see this dissipate. But again, we are getting indications that the debris is being lofted at least to about 10,000 feet, and we're getting over 80 mile an hour or 88 and 80 knot gate-to-gate shear, which is the rotation that we're seeing here. So again, you need to be in that safe place now. We've got another warning back to the southwest, but that one just does not look as impressive as it did for the folks back in Greensboro. So again, kind of focusing now on this one. And you can see they've updated and adjusted the polygon a little bit, but you can still see that rotation again moving towards Coaling and Vance, the Mercedes plant. You need to be in that safe place now.
Yeah, it's 2:31, and again, if you've been to the plant, and I've had the pleasure of being there several times, it's an amazing facility. You've got Daimler-Benz Boulevard on one side, M-Class Boulevard on the other side that kind of surround the facility that link US 11 with Interstate 20, but that's a tornado down coming up very close to the plant.
You know, it actually looks more intense on that last scan.
Right, I'm about to say that this is not good.
Yeah.
It's a serious situation, so please take this seriously. I know it's inconvenient for a lot of you, but if you're anywhere close to the path of this, if you're in this polygon, respect the polygon. You'd be in a safe place, a small room, lowest floor, near the center, away from windows, a small hallway, closet, bathroom. Everybody needs a helmet, a bicycle helmet, a batting helmet, hard sole shoes if you have them, a portable air horn if you need help, all the things we've talked about. No cars, no manufactured homes. You can't be in those places for a situation like this. And nobody, and I mean, listen up, nobody should be driving along Interstate 5920 or US 11 between Coaling, Brookwood, and the Jefferson County line until this thing passes. If you're in the eastern part of Brookwood, you've got to be in a safe place. If you're in Lakeview in Tuscaloosa County, the far eastern side of the county, you've got to be in a safe place, okay? This is a tornado that is confirmed by radar. This is a TDS, a tornado debris signature. It's about as clear as it gets. Again, that is a negative area of correlation coefficient. The radar is saying there's something different here. This doesn't have anything to do with a hydrometeor, with a raindrop. This has to do with something else. This is not a hydrometeor. This is debris being lofted. And again, you can see that that is rapidly approaching now Interstate 5920. There is a chance it might pass a little west of the Mercedes plant, but man, it's going to be close. It doesn't matter. If you're anywhere near that Mercedes plant, you've got to be in a safe place right away. And again, you can see this is the actual Mercedes plant right here. That's Daimler-Benz Boulevard, and this is M-Class Boulevard right here. This is your Mercedes plant, and that's tornado debris that's being lofted. And again, it's lifting up like this. It might pass a little to the west, but again, understand, mapping can be wrong. How many times have we seen some errors in data? How many times have we seen storms that are tilted? The radar beam is not down at the ground. You've got to be in a safe place anywhere near this tornado debris signature right here. But again, Daimler-Benz Boulevard is right here. M-Class Boulevard is right here. The Interstate 5920 is here. US 11 is here. That's your Mercedes plant. Again, that thing's going to be crossing over Interstate 5920. And please understand, we don't want anybody, and I mean anybody on Interstate 5920 to the east of Tuscaloosa, east of Cottondale, out toward Coaling or Brookwood, that Coaling-Brookwood exit, which is located right here. That's your tornado. This is more than likely what could be a very significant tornado that is down right now. We have debris that's being lofted, and again, that'll be in the process of crossing. US 11 is probably doing that right now and about to cross over Interstate 20 in a matter of minutes, all right? So again, this is a very dangerous storm, and you can see the latest volume scan update, and this thing is in the process of crossing over Highway 11. There's just nothing good about this.
It seems like it almost intensified the last couple of scans.
Yeah, this is an extremely dangerous thunderstorm here. It looks like it's going to pass just west of Mercedes. My hand is on the Mercedes plant. That's debris being lofted. It doesn't matter. Don't play games with this. If you're anywhere close to that spot, including the Mercedes plant, you've got to stay sheltered. You have to stay sheltered. because more than likely this is something that's extremely dangerous and could kill people. We've had people that have died in northeastern Mississippi tonight. At least 5 people have been killed. We don't want that to happen here. We've got to take this thing seriously. So again, Interstate 5920 runs right in through here. That's US 11 right in through here. Tornado debris signature right here. That is debris that's being lofted up to 10, 11, 12,000 feet. And again, that's in the process of crossing over these 2 major thoroughfares right here. Of course, typically Interstate 5920, more heavily traveled. And again, that TDS will keep on going northeast up toward the eastern part of Brookwood. So again, if you are in Brookwood, I'd say from Brookwood High School east, all right, the town of Brookwood, the high school probably sits about right here. But from Brookwood east, you can see how the TDS is kind of hugging that western boundary of the Polygon. That's Alabama Highway 216 right there. That runs from 5 Points in Tuscaloosa back over to Lakeview in Tuscaloosa County. But again, more than likely it's going to continue moving up in this direction right in through here. So that's the call to action. More than likely this will be passing west of Lakeview, west of Caffey Junction. But still, if you're in the Polygon, you've got to respect it and stay in a safe place. So let's kind of zoom back into our TDS, and we're going to stay with this product here. Again, this is debris that is being lofted. And we've got the Mercedes plant complex, which is right here. And we'll watch the TDS. And again, this thing will be crossing over in US 11 and Interstate 5920. It's in the process of doing that right now. And we should mention, let's don't change the radar here. We have a new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Walker and Winston counties until 3:15. And we got a new tornado watch coming out for parts of central and southeast Alabama, but again, that's kind of secondary right now. The only tornado warning we have in the whole state, it's this one that is producing a significant tornado. So again, a tornado debris signature right now is crossing over Interstate 5920 between the Coaling Brookwood exit over here and the Mercedes plant. Again, it is so close. I mean, this is Daimler-Benz Boulevard right here. This is the road that's on the western periphery of the plant. M-Class Boulevard is over here on the eastern periphery of that plant. And again, US 11 is, of course, in the southern boundary, Interstate 5920 on the northern boundary, the plant property right here. And boy, that thing is so stinking close. That is just so, so close. I mean,
I have a feeling if there is something, we'll get some reports out of this one for sure.
Yeah, I mean, it's... and again, we don't want anybody at Mercedes going out to look at this. You just stay sheltered until we give you an all clear. But this is for those that are not familiar with this is a major employer. I don't know how many people are working the shift tonight, but it's probably a lot of people are there. So again, understand that this is a very dangerous thunderstorm situation here with a tornado that is confirmed by radar. This is not a velocity couplet. This is not a hook echo. This is a TDS, a tornado debris signature, and now you can see that it's lifting north of Interstate 5920. So let's give it about 5 minutes. We'll give Mercedes an all clear. Not yet, but in a few minutes we can do that. But again, clearly our TDS, our tornado debris signature, is now located north of Interstate 5920. More than likely, what could be a large tornado has just crossed Interstate 5920 between the Brookwood exit and the Mercedes plant exit. And we just hope to goodness that we had nobody out there driving. Whenever we say don't drive, we mean that. We don't say that just to play games. It's serious business here. And we know a lot of stations are carrying our coverage in the Tuscaloosa and Birmingham markets, and we thank our radio partners for that, because that reaches a lot of people. Many people listen on their phones, the audio of the television coverage. But again, we are not ready to give an all clear for the interstate just yet, and the Mercedes plant just yet. We'll do that here in a matter of minutes. But again, you can see that this is going to keep on moving up toward the eastern part of Brookwood. And if you're in Brookwood, I'd be sheltered right now, especially the eastern side of Brookwood, from say the high school and the middle school and the elementary school onto the east. But again, that's the Mercedes plant right there. Tornado debris signature right here, moving north-northeast. This thing has had a pretty good northward component of motion, and now it's well to the north of Interstate 5920. So at this point, we can give an all clear to US 11, Interstate 5920, and the Mercedes plant. Again, we have an all clear from this tornado warning for the Mercedes plant, Interstate 5920, and US 11. This tornado debris signature stays intact. It is moving up now toward the eastern part of Brookwood. Brookwood sits right here. That's Alabama Highway 216. So everybody in Brookwood and points east needs to remain sheltered. This is what most likely is a tornado that is down. Again, Highway 216 runs right in through here, goes back over to Abernat and Lakeview in Tuscaloosa County, and that is a TDS right there, tornado debris signature. So everybody in Brookwood and points east, you need to stay sheltered. This thing is riding the far western side of this tornado warning polygon. Again, the only other warnings I see, Charles, we got a severe thunderstorm warning for Walker, Winston. We're going to stay with this, not change it. We're going to stay right with this. Severe thunderstorm warning for Walker and Winston until 3:15 for the possibility of straight line winds. Okay, and again, we'll show you that as soon as we can kind of get this thing settled down, if we can. But we've got to stay with the life-threatening storms, which is what this is. So we have a tornado warning for the far eastern part of Tuscaloosa County for this storm that most likely that does have a tornado down. There's no doubt about that. That's debris being lofted. And again, at one point we saw it to 10, 11, 12,000 feet. And that thing is going to be passing through the eastern part of the community of Brookwood, which is right here. And this thing is going to be awfully close to the schools. I mean, looking at this, it is going to be very close to the new high school and middle school and close to the elementary school. So that's giving you a point of reference right here. The good news, look at that. It started to go away.
Yeah.
That's good. Now, I'm not saying the tornado's lifted, but the TDS is much, much weaker in through here. So that is a really encouraging sign there. I'm going to check the velocity display. Kind of keep an eye on everything here.
We've got a new tornado warning down in Perry County. We'll have to watch that for the east side of Bibb County. And
I will say that, let's show WEX 05 real quick. The circulation has really broadened out.
Yeah.
I mean, that is not a tornado signature here. So again, we had, in fact, what I want to do is loop this thing, and we'll kind of watch this. And again, watch the progression down in through here. See it right there? Wow. And then watch it just fade away. Wow. That's pretty remarkable. Watch this. I mean, it really tightens up right in through here. That's amazing. We had a tornado crossing Interstate 5920, and it just broadened out completely here. So again, you can see the tornado signature right in through here. Circulation weakens, and now it's near the eastern part of Brookwood with basically nothing there. Now, the Weather Service will continue the warning for a while to be sure that it doesn't spin up again, but as you can see, that is not a tornado signature right here. So for those of you in Brookwood, stay sheltered, but the news is much, much better for you. So let's go down and look at these other tornado warning polygons we have down here. And clearly, the most interesting one is this one right here. This is down here below the community of Marion, and that's moving northeast. This is Maplesville right over in through here. This is going to be a warning for, let's see, this is all exclusively in Perry.
Perry, right.
Exclusively in Perry.
3:30, I think.
Until, 3:30 this morning. Possible tornado 8 miles south of Marion. And again, it's this one right here. And again, that's a pretty good looking tornado signature right there. This is US 80 down here. And again, Marion sits right here. And that is going to be moving rapidly to the northeast. It's Alabama Highway 5 right here. So that's a tornado warning for parts of Perry County. Let's go back to Max 1 and kind of show you. And let me just say, we now have a confirmed touchdown from the Hagler Volunteer Fire Department. Trees, roofs, power lines down in that area. This is when the thing crossed over Highway 82. Yeah. That was near the Tuscaloosa-Bibb County line. So again, Tuscaloosa County Emergency Manager reports a confirmed touchdown along US 82. This would be down below Duncanville, down toward the Bibb-Tuscaloosa County line earlier. But again, this is your tornado warning polygon. This is for Perry County. And again, Marion sits right here. That's Alabama Highway 219 that runs south out of Brent. That's Alabama Highway 183 that runs over to Sprott. 183 runs over to US 82 north of Maplesville. But this is exclusively in Perry County. So again, this is a tornado warning for parts of southern and eastern Perry County for a storm that is moving northeast. And again, the community of Sprott sits right there. And if you live around that place, you know where it is. And they had a post office for a long time. I think they still do have a post office there. But that's tornado warning number 1. Let's check out this other tornado warning polygon, Charles. Again, this is going to be one that includes the far northeastern part of Hale and northwestern Perry. And this circulation...
and they just canceled it.
Yeah, I'm about to say, there's
it hasn't looked good for a while.
No, this has not looked good. So again, that warning has been canceled. So there is no tornado warning for any part of Hale County at this point. The 2 tornado warnings we have, in fact, let's zoom this out. Let me just kind of show you. This is one of them right here for southern and eastern Perry. And you can see if that continues, that might affect parts of Bibb County. And this is the one for eastern Tuscaloosa County for the one up around Brookwood, but that thing looks awfully puny. Let's go back to WEX 05. And that's not a tornado signature right there. We had a tornado that apparently crossed US 82 and Interstate 5920 earlier, but it just went away, which is pretty remarkable. In fact, again, let me loop this thing and you can see the progression. Watch this thing right here. I mean, that's a nasty looking tornado signature and poof, it just goes away. So it's almost like it hit Interstate 5920 and just fell apart north of there. So again, for now, if you are in the northeastern part of Tuscaloosa County...
They've canceled that warning there.
Yeah, but there's nothing there. So the Tuscaloosa County warning, I was about to say, technically there's a warning, but trust me, there's no need to do anything. There's just nothing there. So this warning polygon is off the board. So the tornado warning for northeastern Tuscaloosa County has been canceled. So let's go back to max 1 here. And again, this is the one warning we have, and that's it. This is for southern and eastern Perry counties in central Alabama, Marion and points east involved in this. Now, this is down in the Montgomery television market, but again, we know that in a situation like this, in the new digital world, TV lines are not that important anymore. So we try and cover all this when we can. And remember, if this continues moving in that direction, it's going to cross up into Bibb County. This time, this will probably pass south and east of Centerville and Brent. The first one passed north and west of Centerville and Brent. And again, if this continues in that motion, that could wind up affecting parts of the Birmingham Metro. We'll just have to wait and see at this point. But again, the good news, the circulation has gone away in that Tuscaloosa County storm, and the warning was canceled. Let's go back to WEX 05. And again, this is the circulation we're watching down here in the southern part of Perry County, right there. And that's the reason for this tornado warning for Perry County. This is going to be passing east of Marion. Again, Marion here, Judson College, Marion Military Institute. You're in the Polygon. Stay sheltered. But again, most likely this is going to pass east of you, and that'll keep on moving northeast up toward the community of Sprott, and then ultimately into Bibb County. We'll see if that continues to be the case. But let's take a big view, Charles. Let's go back to max 1, and let's just kind of reset everything here. It's 2:48 now. We have severe storms in progress over parts of Alabama. Let's take a look first off at these warnings up here in the northwestern part of the state, and let's see. Let's check. Is Brian Peters with us by any chance?
We're here,
guys. I think you've got some action now, don't you?
Yes, we're on 2059, where you say we shouldn't be, heading towards Vance to see if we can confirm the damage down there.
Yeah, that would be great. I would love. I honestly think, Brian. If you can maybe get over on US 11.
Yeah, that was the plan. Yeah, that's the plan. We're going to try to. We figure we get off at the actual Mercedes exit, and then that cuts us quickly to US 11.
Yeah, because I have a funny feeling tornado crossed over US 11 and probably the interstate as well, and. You guys have kind of been in a big bunch of rain up there, hadn't you? It's been just a messy kind of night, messy morning.
Well, I tell you, I don't think the chaser needs washing. The rain has been pretty intense at times. And like I said, we're just passing. I'm trying to get you a mile marker here. Wouldn't you know, there's not one when you need one. We're passing, I think it's 92. Let me see if this is, yes, mile marker. 92, yeah. So we're not very far from the.
Yeah, I got you on the.
Mercedes exit.
I got you on the GPS. I can spy on you guys. You got.
Okay.
And that's why I don't take the chaser.
Yeah. You're
The
very.
rain is very heavy.
And I would say the wind is very intense.
Yes, and we've also had a good deal of wind. I mean, the gradient wind is definitely causing the chaser to move all over the road here. And I don't know if you can hear the rain beating on the vehicle. It's very loud.
Yeah, we can. And again, what you guys can do, once you get off at that Mercedes exit, cut over to US 11 and then head down toward Coaling, and it would be very interesting. I would be willing to bet you a sody pop that a tornado came across Highway 11 down there. We've had reports of storm damage with this that crossed US 82 down toward the Bibb, Tuscaloosa County line. So again, Brian, we'll check with you in a second. Let's go back to the radar. And again, this is the big picture. We have a severe thunderstorm warning in effect now for parts of Walker and Winston counties. A cluster of severe storms on top of Smith Lake, then curving down toward the community of Carbon Hill in Walker County. And that's about to come into Jasper.
Yeah, I tell you, they got a 26-mile-an-hour sustained wind in Jasper.
Yeah,
right
let's
now.
take that Jasper Skycam
The
full
gust is
screen.
up to 40, but in the last few minutes it's picked up. The rain hasn't made it there yet, but it's going to be intense when it does.
Yeah, look at the numbers, 70 over 66. That's pretty wild for the middle of the night. Yeah, totally juicy air mass here in mid-April at 3 o'clock in the morning. But those are gradient winds. And again, this warning for Walker and Winston until 3:15. This is a severe thunderstorm warning. This is not a tornado warning. But the winds, and again, within the storm could maybe gust up to 50, 58 miles per hour. But that's the gradient wind you see there. That's not related to the storms. The wind averaging 26. What's the peak gust, Charles?
40.
40.
So far, yeah.
Okay, wow.
Since midnight, that's the highest gust we've had.
All right, so again, conditions will deteriorate there in Jasper soon. And again, this is related to straight line winds. That's the reason for the warning. There's no tornado warning, but a severe thunderstorm warning. So let's, and I'm seeing, so the Weather Service canceling some of the tornado watch counties up in northwest Alabama, which is good. But let's go back to the big picture here. Let's look at Max 1 behind me. And there's your tornado watch. But look at this. It's been cleared for Marion, Lamar, Pickens, and Sumter. The severe weather threat has ended where you are. Everybody else in a tornado watch, that's our warning here. Let's go down to the tornado warning area in Perry County. This is in far eastern and northeastern Perry County. And I have been down this road many, many times. Alabama 219, that runs from Brent down to Selma. And this is Alabama, or Highway 183. This is the road that runs over to US 82. Community of Sprott right here. Marion is right here. And again, the possible tornado is very close to the community of Sprott. A little noisy in that look. Yeah. Let's look at WEX 05. And again, this is your possible tornado right here, moving northeast, and it's still hanging in there. And so again, this is a severe storm that is capable of producing a tornado, and there's a tornado warning in effect for the eastern part of Perry County. And if this holds together, it could wind up in the southern and eastern part of Bibb County, Alabama. So just be aware of that. But again, that's your circulation right there. Let's go back to Max 1. Let's put on the reflectivity. And then, of course, in addition to the possibility of a tornado, the rain is just tremendous back in through here. But that's your circulation area right in through there, moving up in that direction. And we'll see if it hangs in there until it gets to Bibb County. The warning is in effect until 3:30. And that storm is moving northeast at 50, and that's the one thing. These things are screaming, Charles. These are not taking their time. The individual storms are racing northeast.
Yeah, they've been moving at a pretty good clip all night, and like you said, the individual storms. But that's part of the issue here. Is we've got the individual storms. Within the line itself, its forward progress hasn't been very fast. We'd like to see that line get on through here. And the modeling data did an okay job. I'm going to change the way this looks just a little bit and kind of zoom it out a hair. So within the line, we've got these severe storms, and the models were suggesting this evening, as we were doing the 6 and 10 o'clock news, that there'd be the initial line and then the second line behind that, and that's actually coming true. That's been actually verified fairly well. Once this second line actually moves through or even catches up with the first, the severe weather threat is going to be over with. So that's why we're already starting to see some of the counties back to the west being cleared. But we are seeing some pretty intense rainfall within the line, some heavy rain, even some hail not out of the question still. And then, of course, a lot of lightning with the storms. We've got the tornado warning down here in Perry County, the severe thunderstorm warning here for parts of Walker, Winston. May have just expanded that to include Cullman County as well for a severe thunderstorm warning.
Right. And what I want to do real quick, Charles, I didn't mean to interrupt. We got Brian. He's out at the Mercedes plant now. Looks like he's on.
He's there. All right.
Daimler-Benz Boulevard. Brian, just kind of, have you seen anything so far?
Well, the one thing we can tell you, James, is that the lights are still on in the area. The Mercedes plant is well lighted, so apparently there has not been any power failure here. We're now on US 11, moving away from the Mercedes plant, and so far the rain has been so heavy it's been very hard to see, but I'm not seeing any damage or debris on the roadway.
Yeah, you're going to be close to that spot where we think a tornado crossed US 11 here in about 1 to 2 miles.
I just checked the Google Maps, and it looks like the 2059 is backed up, and there shouldn't be traffic at this hour, but it looks like a bunch of slow, it's like yellow and orange, so we're going to probably check that out too.
I got a report of.
Oh, there's a police car down here.
We've just seen a police car with flashing lights.
On US 11.
Yeah, we're on 11.
Right, you're almost to the point where you had a tornado that crossed over there. And let me just say also, we're getting a public report of trees down and houses damaged all throughout Hagler and Coling and Duncanville from this possible tornado. And again, for those of you watching, we are in the process of watching Brian Peters and Megan Thomas confirming tornado damage, and this is where we think a tornado crossed US Highway 11 about 30 minutes ago.
This police car is ahead of us here. He was running with his, so you can see his lights, but he's running with his siren going too, so he may be responding to the damage. But the lights, the power lights are still on here. I mean, the power is still on, although it's looking really dark on the horizon here.
Okay, and again, you're getting close to where that thing crossed over. You're not quite there. And again, if you're just watching us, we do not have any tornado warnings in our TV market. There is one for eastern Perry County. We'll go back to that in just a second. But I thought since we had Brian and Megan right there in that area, and again, Mercedes seems to be fine. They came by the Mercedes plant. They saw no damage. The lights are on. They should be back in operation. Everybody there is fine. The concern is for areas a little to the west of the Mercedes plant, down toward Coling. And again, we're getting many, many reports of houses damaged in through there, Brian, and Coling, down toward Duncanville and
James,
Hagler.
We're seeing a distinct change. There are some lights here, but there's many more lights that appear to be out, and it's looking darker and darker as we're getting and following this police officer here that is ahead of us on US 11 as we're heading away from the Mercedes plant.
Okay, and again, hang on there. Let's go to Cullman County real quick, Charles. Just wanted to show this new severe thunderstorm warning. There's no tornado warning in effect here, but the Weather Service in Huntsville is posting a number of severe thunderstorm warnings, including this one for Cullman County. So a line of severe storms, and we stress there is no tornado here. There is no tornado here, but we've got a line of strong to severe storms. It's out around West Point and Battleground, and curving back down toward, well, in fact, this is Arley right in through here. Arley back down toward Jasper. This is Smith Lake. Cullman is right over here. But again, from West Point, Battleground, right on top of Smith Lake, around Arley, back down to Jasper. We have severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for parts of Winston, Cullman, Walker counties for that line segment for the possibility of strong winds. And if we can take maybe full screen the Jasper Skycam, Charles, I would imagine this is about to get pretty rough down there.
You know, it's like this line almost tilted just a hair. It hasn't pushed through just yet, but you're right. any minute now, the rain's really going to set in, and I think we'll see some good gusty winds. We've already seen some pretty good impressive winds with this, but any minute now the rain is about to set in. I actually had it facing back towards the west, but you know, when we do that, we're looking at the tops of these buildings. So I wanted it to show you so we can see the road, we can see what conditions would be like driving if you could see the road, but we don't want anybody out there driving in this. You know, we want you to be safe. I know we've got our storm chaser out there, but Brian's very well trained, and he knows what he's doing. Unless you have that experience and that training, we ask that you just stay home and don't become part of the problem out there if something were to happen. But yeah, conditions here at the Jasper Skycam will probably go downhill here fairly soon. But you guys just hang tight. It's going to be a little bit of a rough moment, and then after this line itself begins to pass through, then it's over. The severe weather threat will be over for you. This is that second line that will pass through, and that's it for the folks in Walker and Winston once it moves through. So we'll see how they adjust that.
All right, let's go back to the double box, and again, we know a lot of people don't like double boxes, but trust me, we have learned from social media studies that most people don't do anything when they see radar. I mean nothing, but if they see damage or see something, they do something. So we're going to have a little bit of both right now. Again, Brian Peters and Megan Thomas are coming up on storm damage around Coling and Tuscaloosa County. But I wanted to again point out, you're looking at the line segment here that's on top of Smith Lake. Coleman is located right here. This is Birmingham. This is Jasper. And again, that is going to come right across the lake into Coleman County with the chance of strong straight line winds. There is no evidence of a tornado here, but the winds could gust to 40, 50 miles per hour. Very heavy rain falling in this as well. There could be some small hail, probably not large hail. So severe thunderstorm warnings in effect for parts of Coleman County, Winston County, and Walker County. Brian, what you got?
Just noting that the power is still up here, and we're now several miles away from the Mercedes plant and still have not seen what I would call any damage, and power lines don't seem to be down. Power seems to be on at most locations here. So, I'm not sure that we had anything.
Here's your project now, is to take that road from Coling down to Duncanville. And you've got a navigator in there. I'm very curious to see what it looks like in the community of Coling. And then there's a road that runs down to Duncanville on US 82. And we are quite curious to see what type of damage that we have there, because we do know that there have been confirmed reports of damage via emergency management and the public in terms of structural
James,
damage.
I'm not sure of the intersection, but we have 4 police cars here. I'm not sure that we're going to be allowed to go down that road.
We're at the intersection of Hagler Coling Road and
Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's what you want to go down that road. Just tell them who you are, Brian. You're a big deal.
Oh yeah, right. Well, we'll see.
Okay. And again, if they don't want us down there, we understand that. But if they will allow us that, it would help people, because a lot of people are asking. So I know exactly where you are, but the Coling-Hagler Road is where we've got a lot of damage down and through there. But let's go back to me full screen if we can. I want to go full screen with Max 1. And again, what you're looking at, we've got a line of severe storms now. This is on top of Smith Lake. Again, West Point, Battleground, Jones Chapel, down to Arley, almost into downtown Jasper, then down to Oakland. Within this line segment, there could be some strong straight line winds, possibly enough to knock down trees and power lines. There are severe thunderstorm warnings